Hello and welcome back to the creation of last week's project, I should say. Last week, as if you do remember the previous week, that we painted this character here, which was Blue Angel, and we made a wingman for the character in the question there. And this one is Morningscape. And if you don't remember, that I asked my son what he wanted to be made as the next character, because I was like, I want my origin or my OC or my character, because as you know, my name is Blut084, BLUT084, art and games, and I don't know, do some artwork, do some gaming, also do some artwork, and yeah, we play some Minecraft, and his name is Morningscape, and I thought as a skateboard. And if you've ever heard the story of the Morning Star, I'll let you look that yourself. And that's why he's got horns, but not why he's got wings. As my character has wings as a thing that he has, and this is considered his wingman or his child or underling or youngling or sidekick, if you like. And yeah, so he's got the same sort of set of wings. So we did some feathers last time. If you missed that live stream, don't forget you can check it back at any time because they all stay up on the channel. But if you're new to the channel, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ding the bell for notifications so you know when the live streams are going to be live. As I generally try and change them up timing-wise, but my timing roughly between lunchtime in England or UK. So from 12 o'clock until about maybe 4 o'clock, that's where I'll be doing some live streams. They may take up the whole of that time, but I know that I'm only going to be doing the first coat today. So it's going to be taking about 50 minutes, maybe an hour. So if you guys want to suggest something in the chat, you can do, because we are live right now. But if you're going to be watching or you don't want to watch the whole full stream, then I do edit the streams and just put it up and give you better angles for what I'm painting. And I'll give you an explanation over the top of that. I will be explaining things as along we go. But as you know, I've got to not talk and paint at the same time. So we're going to be listening to some more from the Comicstorian. If you don't know who they are a comic reading audio kind of thing. If you've ever seen an audiobook, then same thing for the reading comic. They don't move the comic. They show you pages, take the words out for the copyright reasons of their own, and then over the top they'll give their own storyboard or what they're called. But you'll find out more about that as we play some more. Last week we listened to the Super Sons, and again this is for my son or creation. Oh dear, his thumb just fell off. But it is kind of brittle, so I know I'm really eager to get paint on this because once it's got a little bit more paint on there, the outside of it or the structure of it, solid sort of thing. As I'm not sure if I want to glaze this one as well, but because I'm baking it in the oven, not a kiln, like you would do with clay, because I made this out of polymer clay. Well, that's enough of that talking. Let's get some paint going, because as you can see in the background, we've got some of my acrylic paints. I bought them in a big pack, and if you want to see which one I've got and why I'm sort of excited to keep using these acrylics, check out the Hatchlings, because I was using watercolors and that was not the best thing, but they were like tube and really good and professional stuff, and I thought, yay, I was using professional stuff, but it was watercolors. So yeah, so we got some acrylics. Last week we used the blue. I got for my Blue Angel or Blue Angel, I don't know what to call him, this week. And my colors are for my for Morningscape is he's picked them he's picked them for his own channel as well, because he does do Mixer and YouTube the same as me. He picked red, orange, and I'm partial to a bit of yellow myself. And we've obviously got the two here to mix the color, one to make lighter and one to make darker. I'm going to be thinking with a darker tone today, so I'm going to be just mixing some red with maybe some black, maybe some brown, because look, I got brown. The color I never mix, that I always get wrong, but yet I find a nice tone anyway. So yeah, paint's all about tone. Textures is the clay, tone is the painting. No different than when I've explained it to you when I've done a how-to video for drawing. If you've checked any of those out, or if you want to check any of those out, again, the Creation Station or all live events. Why am I moving my paint tray? I don't know. I don't even need water this time. Look at that. Boo, 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 boo. Let's put some music on because I want to get painting and mixing. So, Comic Story, and we're listening to Red Hood this week. Arsenal Attacks. If you haven't heard of Red Hood or any of that story before, this may be a little bit graphic for younger viewers. But it's probably get us a PG rating. They don't do at all. They didn't ever do R-rated stuff because or R-rated. I'm English. I don't call it R. What do I call it? 18 plus. You know what I mean? There's nothing like that. There's it's comics, but it's Marvel and DC. DC are a little bit more darker. So instead of the Super Sons all light and bubbly this week, as we're getting into a bit more of a darker tone and colouring this in, we're going to be painting this and getting some colour on it. We're going to be listening to some more of this, and oh my god, I need to get going.
Welcome back to Red Hood, regular comic story. My name is Benny, and I'll be your narrator for today. Red Hood and the Outlaws is a series that came out with the New 52, sticking it between Red Hood Rebirth and the original origins of Red Hood. It told a story of Red Hood, Arsenal, and Starfire as they tried to find their way in the world of superheroes as the Outlaws. To catch you up in a hurry, Jason Todd has recently had his memories removed, turning him into an amnesiac individual because he wanted the darkness removed out of his life. Well, it was connected to everything in his memories. To find his way, he went off to the League of Assassins, where they asked him to lead them in their upcoming war against the Untitled. Starfire and Arsenal were approached by the Untitled, and they want to get Jason out and prevent this war from happening as well. It seems. The storyline's been going on here every Sunday at Comic Story, and the playlist is down below. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's begin. Later in the evening, after Bronze Tiger told Jason that he would be leading the League of Assassins, he meets with Jason, telling him that the costumed heroes fight to maintain a broken system. Refused to cull the weak and the wicked. He once saw how broken this world was, the kind of justice it truly needed. He will soon see that again as he leads the League of Assassins. Jason asks, "Why are you doing this?" And Bronze Tiger says that Talia al Ghul had a plan for him from the very beginning. She saw his potential greatness. They all do. That is why she revived him in the Lazarus pits. And Jason shakes his head. She was the one who brought me back to life? That's so strange to say out loud. Talia al Ghul revived Jason Todd. Roy once told me, no, I don't want to talk about my friends. They lied to me about my life, and they tried to set me down a darker path. But then again, how is leading an army
right, so I'm ready
any
to carry on doing what I need to do. I just need to check my phone quickly, make sure everything is okay on your end. And again, if it isn't and you want to see better, it will be recorded on the PS4. So you can see what I'm doing, and I'll talk a little bit better. But I like to listen to stuff in the background, but you can also, again, leave a comment in the background or on the comments. So which brush shall I get? I think I'm just going for a fresh coat, so
loud crackle sound.
We'll just pick a load of red.
Is pulled out of her smoke form and falls to the ground. Starfire asks if she's okay. Then Essence tells her that she is not just some pet to be simply plucked out of thin air. You arrogant! Starfire yells, wait, just listen. Essence turns back, hitting Starfire with a blast, knocking her into trees. But Starfire returns with a blast of her own, telling her that she didn't bring her here to hurt her, but she can certainly be persuaded. Essence begins to wrap herself around Starfire's arm, and with one shift, Starfire flips Essence over her shoulder and slams her into the ground. Starfire then says that they both care about Jason. She can sense it in the air when they were all together. Dukra, the Untitled, the League of Assassins, they all have Jason in their sights. Why? Why does everyone want him? Roy was enlisted by her brethren to destroy the seals of the Assassin City. In exchange, they would allow Jason to live. And Essence shouts, asking, and he said yes? This is bad. Very bad. If the Untitled break through the walls of the F element, nothing will be able to stop them. Ever. Elsewhere, in a garage, somewhere, Roy screws in the last piece of his massive gun, stating that should boost them up to 600 terawatts. Any more, and he'd need some kind of backpack fusion generator thing. Drakkar says that is rather impressive. Their associate did not believe that he'd be able to do this without his alien friend. And Roy takes off his goggles, telling them, yeah, well, after spending a few months with advanced Tamaranian tech, you're bound to become a little creative. Drakkar goes on stating that their associate says that it's time to strike. Is everything ready? Roy shrugs. I could spend a little bit more time tweaking the mini robot programming, but hey, no time like the present to kick some assassin butt, right? Jakar agrees, telling him that the Untitled will uphold their end of the bargain. They will allow him to take Jason, but he must destroy the gates and the seal on top of the fountain at the heart of the city. Fail in that regard, and if the assassins don't destroy him, they will. Roy quietly tells him, right, great people. Always meeting great folks in line of work. Back with Starfire, Essence tells her that there has always been a balance, good and evil. The All-Cast and the Untitled, that everything is falling apart. Her family, the All-Cast, she knows their lust for power. She can fight it within herself, but it runs deep and dark. When they found the Will of Sins all those millennia ago, her uncle Jakar forced them to all drink it. There has never been such a powerful darkness in this world. They still don't fully understand it. They all still fear it. It is capable of stripping them of all of their power permanently, and it wants to take back what it gave them. And it is at the center of the storm that is coming. Starfire asks what the Well of Sins has to do with the League of Assassins, and Essence explains that everything starts with Ra's al Ghul. When she first met him 500 years ago, he came to the Acres of All to learn the untold secrets of the Lazarus Pits that he was already using to prolong his life. He had a devil's tongue, and he charmed his way into Dupra's heart. She trained him for a while and ultimately entrusted him with something that she had kept secret for thousands of years. The Lazarus Pits are remnants, runoffs of a far more powerful source. They are the children of the first and most powerful Lazarus Pit, the Well of Sins. Ra's al Ghul told her that he would create an army to protect his power, but he would never use it for himself. For centuries, that was the case. The Well of Sins sat untouched under his protection. The seal has bound the All-Cast to the League of Assassins. The truce between the All-Cast and the Untitled extended to the League as well. To strike at Alden would be an affront to the balance of good and evil in this world. But by killing Dupra and her pupils, the Untitled will have proven that they are no longer interested in keeping that balance. Starfire asks if there's no other way to defeat the Untitled. There's only the Well of Sins. And Essence goes on stating that she had the essence of pure life implanted in her body, a weapon that she planned to use.
Edward. So as you can see here, guys, I'm going to skip that.
Pues a la edad de dos.
But that's a good time with me to stop, I imagine, and tell you what I'm doing. Right, okay, so yeah, we're just getting the first coat on. Again, I went with a darker tone. I'm going to go the whole thing with this color. I might lighten tones in different areas, but it gives me a palette to start working off, because what I found with the last time is I put everything really, really bright at the beginning, and I found I had to darken it just to go. I could get it to differentiate between the clothing and the hands and the face and like other things. The wings even sort of didn't really pop. Still be using lighter tones, but for the feather areas and things like that. But first, I'm going to get the whole thing with this darker tone. All I did was get a bit of red and a bit of black, mix it together. I haven't gone any other colors there with it. I was going to put a bit of orange, but I thought, no, that's quite bright, and it does come through quite quite well. Exactly what you would imagine neon orange does. But yeah, let's listen to some more of that. So I can get the first coat done. I may be able to dry it with a hairdryer, but it depends on how long this takes me to go. But again, guys, if you are watching live, you can let me know what you think of it in the comments.
She was forced to expel it before she was ready. Dupra knew another way, though. It took her a millennia to build the technique. She used it to strip the powers of the Untitled from herself. She offered to teach it to her, but when it was declined, Dupra exiled her from the All-Cast. If Roy destroys the gates, the seal, the Untitled will rip the fountain apart. There will be no stopping him. She must stop him from succeeding, even if it means killing him. A short while later, just outside the gates of the League City, Roy stands as a literal one-man army, armed to the teeth, and says to himself, "All right, buddy boy, the cavalry's arrived." Just a bit away, though, Jakar watches with the rest of the Untitled, and a robed man stating that he can feel it. It has begun. The robed man says not to be certain, not yet at least. Helping the League is an amnesiac superhero trained by the woman who has kept him and the Untitled at bay for almost 10,000 years. Jakar scoffs, telling the man that they are desperate. They will fall. Their night will weaken them, and they will deliver the killing blow. While the man-bat assassins fly towards Roy, Roy releases his Roy bots, yelling, "Fly, my pretties! Fly!" Dozens of small balls begin to fly into the air, shooting trank darts into the horde of Man-Bat. But then the Blood Mage makes his move. The Blood Mage tries to attack, but as Roy's shields activate, he laughs. Ha ha! Look like I can handle this! The Blood Mage asks, do you really want to dance, Owl League? Roy charges in, knocking Blood Mage over and throws an ice grenade, freezing him in place, telling him, I took this one for Mr. Freeze! Sit back and watch the fireworks! Blood Mage tells him that he'll be watching the next part real close. And just then there's a gunshot and a bullet bounces off of the shields. And Roy asks, what was that? Cheshire teleports down, telling them, hello, sweetie. Didn't expect to see you again so soon. Just need to grab onto this little shantytown shield generator. As she pulls her arm back, she takes with her a small device, crushing it. And Roy says, I'm pretty sure shantytowns can't afford shield generators like that. But don't worry, I got something special for you. See, I learned a little bit about you, like the short-range teleporter implanted in your wrist that allows you to come and go. Just know that this is only roughly 75% personal. As Roy's gloves spark up, he grabs a hold of Cheshire's wrist and he releases an electrical charge, shorting out the teleporter in her wrist. Cheshire pushes him off, asking, what did he do? Someone, anyone, help me! At that moment, she teleports away uncontrollably. And Roy says, okay, now to make everything go boom. He focuses his sights on the fountain in the middle of the city, but Jason jumps down, telling him, you gotta stop this, now. You have no idea what you're dealing with. Roy asks, is the guy with no memories really telling me that I don't understand? That's Rich. Jason goes on telling him, I'm here because I want to be. And Roy asks, oh, they brainwashed you now? These are bad guys. They have assassin in their name, Jason. Roy jumps down, kicking Jason back, telling him, I'm here to save my best friend. He's locked up inside that pretty little head. Now sit back and enjoy the show. He charges up his gun, aiming it at the fountain, but that's when Starfire flies in, destroying the gun, shouting for him to stop. The gun explodes, knocking Roy away, and he asks, what? Abandoning
hey there, guys, buddy.
Wasn't enough?
Sorry,
you
there.
came to rub it in. She floats down, telling him, you do not understand. The Untitled are manipulating you. Roy then says, I am getting tired of everyone telling me that I don't know what's going on.
Just
But
give me a
voice
second
calls
and
out,
I'll
so are we. Rictus appears behind Starfire, and she quickly turns.
pause it there. So you can see the actual photo. Yeah, I take a thing out my mouth with handy as well. Yeah, you'll stand like that. I'm just sort of giving it the first coat at the moment, as it says in the title, I think. But yeah, listening to some comic story in the background. Red Hood, or it sounds to be Artemis, or what's his name? You'll find out. But yeah, you should be listening to as well. But yeah, more about the artwork. I'm literally giving it a dark tone to begin with because I want to get rid of all the white from the previous, and I want to really start getting some textures down, because what I had to do for this one here is give it like 3 coats. And what I'm trying not to avoid having to give it 3 coats, but give it 3 coats in like layers. So the first layer would be the darker layer. Was before this one. On this one, I did all the lighter layers first, and I did everything colorful and white, and thought, well, yeah, lovely. It didn't work because I couldn't separate the 2 colors. So I've thought again, and going with the darker tones, going the whole thing around it. So again, the whole thing gets a coverage. I was just reading the comments there. The whole thing gets a coverage. And for your question on what is it? It's Morningscape. It's, there we go. You can't really see what it is now, but there's a little skateboard. That's used as the prop up. It props it up. So if I was to let it go, it would fall. Obviously, we don't want to let it go, but that will let it fall. And we molded it last week. And we finished last Thursday. We made the feathers. If you want to learn how to make yourself some feathers, but I've made the wings and the face. I made off cam because it was just something I was practicing with, and the clothing. And we started without anything underneath, whereas this one here started with my like a already pre-made armature. Check out which armature that was. But this one we just started with nothing, and we made it all from what was around the house and some polymer clay, obviously. And made it out of tin foil. If you want to check out how I did that, again, it's all in the live stream. But if you don't want to watch a whole live stream, again, if you've hit that subscribe button and ding the bell, you'll get the edited version of both versions. For the Blue Angel there, or the Blue Angel, is already available, but the painting side isn't. And again, we'll be editing all of that back later on, or should I say further on into the future, and with edited versions. But for now, we're going to listen into some more. But it looks awesome. Thank you very much, mate. If you got any suggestions, then definitely let me know what you want to listen to in the background.
Back grabbing, asking, "Do you really want to do this?" A Starfire lights him up. Rictus laughs. "I can increase and decrease my density whenever I wish, and I can increase it so much that even an alien as strong as you can't lift me." Soon, Starfire's arm begins to shake, and suddenly the weight of Rictus overpowers her, and the two go crashing into the ground. Roy begins to get back up, stating, "I'm going to get us out of here. I can still save." But before Roy could do anything, Jason walks up with the rest of the League of Assassins, telling him, "I'm sorry. It didn't have to be like this." Jason and the others take turns at beating into Roy. The Bronze Tiger delivers the final blow, knocking him into the fountain. Roy climbs up one of the stone spikes surrounding the fountain, telling them, "That's not fair. But I still got one more trick up my sleeve." Literally. Well, kind of literally. Crack-a-cthulhu! He takes out a small crossbow and he fires a bolt into the fountain. The bolt soars into the air, and when it hits the fountain, it bounces off. But that's when we hear it. Crack-a-cthulhu! The massive explosion blows apart the fountain, revealing the well of sins bubbling where the fountain once stood. Shiva grabs Roy by the hair, asking, "Do you know what you have just done? We will all be dying today because of you." And Roy asks, "Yeah, good. Couldn't have it to nicer people." As the other League members surround Roy, Bronze Tiger yells out, "That is enough. We don't have time to mess around. Slit the intruders' throats. We have a war to win." Jason stops him, telling him, "Now, if I'm going to lead the League of Assassins, then you're going to have to listen to me. And we are not killing these two." Bronze Tiger begins to state that Ra's al Ghul would never, but Jason stops him. Ra's al Ghul is not here, is he? And being leader, I do what I please. Shiva scoffs, folding her arms, telling him, "This is ludicrous." And Roy laughs. "Ha! You should listen to the boss, man." But a few moments later, Blood Mage runs in yelling, "They're coming! I can feel it! The Untitled are here!" Jason tells Bronze Tiger that they'll lock these two away. Talia brought him back for a reason, and he's going to figure it all out. And if he doesn't, they can kill him. Deal? Bronze Tiger says that if he doesn't obey, they all die. And Jason shrugs, "Yeah, pretty much. What do you say?" As Roy and Starfire are taken away, Bronze Tiger then asks Jason if he's ready. Can he lead them to victory, then onward to bring utopia to the world? Jason then says that he really
Hello, Pineapple Man.
He has no idea
How you doing,
what
buddy?
he's doing. This all feels like a terrible mistake. But at that moment, his hands begin to
Painting,
glow as the
like I said I was going to be doing.
form and a
Started with
voice
just one
comes
coat
from
today. We'll do another one tomorrow.
Everything
But I'm
is
getting
going
everything with
exactly
one,
according to plan. Jason looks at
the whole
twin
thing
swords,
going
asking
one
who the hell is
a
talking.
tone, one dark
Shiva
tone,
says, "Great.
and listening
Our
to
brainless leader is hearing
Red
voices
Hood in the background,
materializing swords out of nowhere."
which is the
Goes
sidekick
well. Bronze
to
Tiger asks
Green
if
Arrow.
he's ready, and Blood Mage points off in the distance,
No, it isn't.
stating that he
It's
sure
Batman.
hopes the fearless leader can figure it
Well,
out.
actually, no, Red
Because it
Hood.
looks like it's time to save the world, assassin style. And that is our next conclusion
listen to
to
Red
this
Hood.
overarching Roy, Starfire, Jason versus all the Untitled and everyone else situation. Hope you guys have been enjoying the storyline. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit our Patreon to get early access, and hit that like button. And we'll be back next week with more Red Hood.
There you go, Red Hood. I know it was.
How do you know today was
Listen to some more of that in a minute.
someone else was there? Is it your son?
Welcome back to Red Hood and the Outlaws, right here at Comic Storian, where we take your favorite comic books, break them down into digestible bites, and read them dramatically back to you. It's like the poor man's version of Audible. My name is Benny, and I'll be your narrator. This storyline took place during the New 52, so it's kind of in the middle of a bunch of Red Hood storylines. And when we last left off, Jason decided to remove every memory of the darkness, hoping to make himself a better person. What he didn't realize was by removing all of his memories that involved the darkness, he removed all of his memories as everything was linked to his darkness. Roy and Starfire tried to save him, but they realized that they couldn't bring his memories back. And we also discovered that Starfire has been repressing memories of Nightwing. While all of this was happening with no actual answers, Green Arrow discovered that Roy needs his help yet again. And that brings us to today's episode. If you enjoyed this type of content, please consider hitting subscribe. Don't forget to hit that like button as we cover your favorite comic books, information, and movies on a regular basis. Let's move on. The next day, back at the Outlaws' secret island, Jason climbs up into the computer room. He thinks to himself that with everything that's been said to him, he has to know the truth. Was he a costumed vigilante? Who are these people that brought him back here? And why does he have a deep feeling of comfort around them? They said they did good, but every time he asks them, their eyes dart away. There's something bigger.
Okay, what we saying, main project.
Jason tells the computer to access all of the files on Red Hood. The computer responds, telling him that it's accessing the files. And suddenly the screen pops up with images of Red Hood and is confirmed.
You still wake up asking you to kill a bug.
Meanwhile,
Nice.
as Roy lays in bed awake next to Starfire, the perimeter alarm goes off and he asks Starfire if she's awake. She opens her eyes, but
okay, it's 9. 9? Oh my god, it's
he
like
just needed to talk to her. He can't pretend like nothing's different.
39 right now.
She's been lying to her for months about her memories. She is deliberately keeping something big from him. Guess it doesn't really matter though. Saying all this stuff while she's sleeping. A short while later on the beach, Green Arrow shoots another of the protective drones and he says, appreciate the warm welcome, really. And Roy asks, what the hell is he doing here? And Green Arrow tells him, look, we both don't want to see
Here's a little question for you, because I know there's a couple of nerds the same as me in here. What is your thoughts on the Green Arrow show? I mean, I feel it should have been cancelled, but it maybe could have, like, I don't know, gone to something else. Maybe it was ready for progression to film. I don't know. It never really. But what kind of let me down is the soft boy, Mr. Blue Eyes, in the thing. I mean, and I get it's the whole idea. He's blonde hair, blue eyes, Robin Hood type. But
for months. Doesn't that sound like a trap? At that moment, an explosion goes off in Roy's
Green Arrow got really good
if Starfire is
when you had Red Hood in there.
Green Arrow so he could shoot things.
But then sort of went really bad afterwards.
Hello, boyfriend. We are RoboArt. Hello.
Well, not bad. It's just like it almost felt like it got cut funding, but they were still making loads of shows, and 2 series came out of it.
Back, Roy steps into the burning building, shouting for Starfire.
Flash.
But Cheshire
like, wow, Flash! Finally, what's all the Flash
look,
about?
It's the boyfriend.
I suppose that's what
How
happened.
Cute! Your alien love doll is out of commission permanently. Now it's time to get after the real target. Roy unloads his arrows, telling her, "You're bluffing." But Cheshire phases out.
There's no need to tell me you got to do schoolwork, mate. You just do schoolwork. If you
"I
don't want to
have
listen to
time
me,
for
that
you."
is totally cool.
Brandon
But
tells Green Arrow that he needs to fight Jason.
you got
Green
do what you got to do,
Arrow
man.
asks, "Isn't he the bad kid? He should be fine." But Roy says that Jason isn't himself right now, and that is the problem. Now go! With Green Arrow leaving, Roy follows Cheshire through the halls, firing his arrows. But Cheshire leaps onto the wall and back at him, kicking the bow and breaking it, telling him that she bets that those fingers are strong, pulling that bowstring so much. Roy swings, and as Cheshire phases out, she looks at Roy's arm, stating, "So strong." She then disappears, and Roy yells, "Stop being sexy and fight me!" He begins to pull out a sword, and Cheshire reappears, asking if he's planning on cutting her with that little thing. Roy swings again, but Cheshire jumps down, blowing powder into his face, telling him, "You just need to relax a bit." Elsewhere in the compound, Jason is reading through the files, stating that they've all been lying to him. Who the hell is he? A hand reaches up, touching him, telling him that they need to get out of here. A really bad poison lady is up to no good, and Jason swings his arm back, hitting Green Arrow in the mouth.
This is the point where I think,
"Get your hands off me!"
where do I hold
Green
it?
Arrow wipes
Because
his mouth,
everywhere I'm holding it
"The hell is wrong
doesn't
with
have
you,
paint
Pete?"
on, but I need to
Back
keep
with
those
Roy,
bits now.
Cheshire tells him, "The toxin is painful. It will take a few hours for it to kill, but I'm not done playing with you yet. Thanks for the hat. Gonna go pay an old friend a visit." In the computer room, Jason and Green Arrow get ready to fight, but Cheshire phases and jumping off of Green Arrow, telling Jason, "You should have introduced me sooner. You have such cute friends." She laughs, telling them, "I've been fighting them all. There are 2 teams playing this bounty, and my good old pal Jason here is the ball." Cheshire looks over at Jason, and Jason says that she's got to be kidding. And Cheshire tells him, "Nope, you've just spent months training by my side. You wanted to be such a bad killer. It was cute. Just then she phases as an arrow shoots through her, and then jumps back, kicking Green Arrow, stating, "I'm officially annoyed by the hero. Going to kill him now, yes?" But before she can swing, a red arrow knocks her sword out of her hand, and Roy pushes himself through the toxins already inside of himself, stating, "I want my damn hat back." Cheshire looks back, asking if that wasn't enough for him. How about he tries all 10 poisons in each of her nails at once? Never done that before. She leaps back, stabbing all of her nails into Roy's neck, and he falls to the ground. She laughs, telling them that the pain must be exquisite. Now, where were we? Suddenly, she lunges forward towards Jason, slamming him into the wall, telling him that he is the real target of the night. Now stop playing this ridiculous Amnesia card. Jason says, "I'm not playing anything. I have no idea who the hell you are." Across the room, Green Arrow looks through all of Roy's pouches, stating, "You got like anti-venom in here, right? There has to be." Same place where mine is. As Green Arrow injects him with the antidote, Roy begins to cough, stating that if he loses both his friends tonight, he'll never forgive him. Back with Jason, Cheshire says that he can pretend all he wants, but he remembers who he is, and they've got a bigger destiny for him in mind. But as she is ripping at Jason's costume, a red blur shoots by, grabbing Cheshire and taking her to the wall. Roy gives a weak laugh. "That's my girl." Before Cheshire can realize what is going on, Starfire says that actually hurt. "You unbelievable witch!" Cheshire smiles, stating, "Obviously not enough. How about we try some of this?" She lifts a hand to Starfire's face, releasing a powder that causes Starfire to begin coughing. Cheshire then begins to phase out, making sure that she tells the cute redhead that she'll be back for him, to take one of those cute arms. Toodles. As Starfire stops coughing, she wipes her eyes and sees that Cheshire is gone. But back inside, Roy asks Jason if he's okay. Jason yells that they've been lying to him this whole time. They said that they did good together, but they were nothing but killers. Roy says that it's not that simple. But Jason stops that apparently he used to be a killer. A good one. He saw the deaths attached to his name. How could he live with himself knowing that?
No. Sorry, guys, if I'm not talking too much, but like I said, I'm painting.
He's only scratching the surface and the
comic on in the background.
Lie to me.
We're nearly at the first coat now, so let me know what you think in a second. But I'm thinking it's looking kind of dark, and that's about it.
As Roy walks off, Green Arrow laughs.
I might be able to get away with hair drying this, but then again, I could just start splashing with the darker tones and start deciding where I want the colors, because it's going to be red, orange, and a little bit of yellow in there.
And it reads, "I need to find my own destiny. I can't do it with the two of you. Don't come looking for me, Jay." Meanwhile, on Green Arrow's ship, underneath it, Jason secures himself a ride. The next night in Hugo Strange's office, Roy sits on the couch stating that he needs help. There's a lot of crazy things going on in his life right now. And the worst part is there's nothing he can do to stop them. It's like someone said, "Hey, these three buds are having too much fun. Let's go ruin it." Hugo looks at his clipboard and asks, "This alien girl, am I to understand that you two are an idol?" Roy rubs his head. Yeah, maybe we were. She had me thinking that I was disposable, but it turns out that she can remember things just fine. It feels like everything's crumbling away all at once. It feels like it did, well, back then. Hugo stands up stating that he wears his heart on his sleeve. He always has. It's admirable, yes. But it leaves you vulnerable. But that doesn't give your friends permission to crush it anytime that they wish. Outside, Starfire scoffs, stating under her breath, "I'll crush your heart, you pompous windbag." But after a few moments of listening, she senses something else. Essence. And she flies out the window. As Starfire lunges at her, she shouts, asking if she and the Allcast have not finished ruining their lives yet. And Essence yells that the Allcast did not send her. They don't even know that she's here. Starfire grabs Essence by the throat, telling her to talk. And Essence says that that's what she's trying to do. She's come to warn them about what's to come. Hugo Strange, he sold them out. He wants the bounty set out on them for himself. He doesn't know what he summoned. He doesn't realize the scale of what is about to happen. They're coming, Starfire, all of them, and I can't stop them. And I'm sorry that I didn't see it before, but we're playing a game. They're using us. We're just pawns in the bigger game. As Essence fades away, Starfire demands that she come back. But Essence tells her that it's too late. They're here. Somewhere in the Pacific Northwest, Jason thinks to himself, all right, maybe I'm done with the explosions. Probably not, though. Just then Rictus destroys the motorcycle that Jason was riding on, telling him that it was too easy. Do they need to teach him again? Jason jumps into the air saying, "Sorry, but the name isn't meaning anything." And a voice calls out that even without memories, He is running from his past. Lady Shiva kicks his leg, and Jason yells, "Come on! How many of you are there?" Back at Hugo Strange's office, Starfire bursts through the window, stating that they need to leave. This man is lying, and he is trying to twist his mind. And Roy says, "This is supposed to be private. I've known Hugo for years. He's just trying to help." And Starfire tells him that no, he isn't.
Okay.
He sold us out to someone powerful enough to scare Essence away.
Let me
Roy looks at
back
Hugo
around that a
asking,
second.
"It's not true, right?"
Popping back
And
on
Hugo
his
yells,
skateboard.
"Of course, I
Whoa.
would never."
Popping
But
back on his
that's when we
skateboard.
get the filled with smoke,
Do
and a
stand
voice
on the
says,
skateboard.
"It's amusing.
Right.
Mortals are bigger."
Yeah, so I kind of got a. I'm not sure what I should do for the.
And there is
what was
no
that?
escape from the untitled.
It was paint on my screen. But yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with, like, maybe decorate him a little bit, maybe give him a chain. Because I did for the other one. I don't want to touch anything right now because obviously I'm actually caked in paint. But I'll wash my hands in a second. And while I do that, hopefully this will dry a little bit. And while I do that, I'll touch these little bits here and here. Just where I have touched it. Because it's the first coat, doesn't matter. But that is going to be as dark as it's going to be. We're going to try and lighten up with a little bit more lighter red in the areas that I want lighter red in a minute or two. I'm going to give it a couple minutes to dry. But yeah, what do you think of it so far, guys? I'm going to go and wash my hands. Leave some comments while I do so. Might even wash that brush out, in fact. Put it in a bit of water. Leave some comments coming in. What do you think? Tell me about what's going on. Apart from schoolwork. You should be doing that while you're listening to me in the background. Should I get a hairdryer on there? Because that's going to take a minute or two to dry, I'm thinking. Alexa, how long's left on the timer?
You have 12 minutes left on your 15-minute timer.
Okay, so we did it in the easy 50 minutes then of the timer that I set, but we're at 37 minutes now. I could leave this here and come back tomorrow, but I do want to get at least a little lick of different color, but that's going to be careful. I've got to be careful what I want to do. I have noticed things have fallen off, like his thumb as well has fallen off, so I don't know what to do about that. Do need to color it red. Like I said, it's going to be red with orange and stuff. I'm thinking orangey clothes, maybe purpley clothes with orangey type wings. But not too orange, because we didn't do very well with the orange last time. It wasn't very dark orange. So, and then again, I don't want to keep it really dark. That was the idea of doing it really, really dark to begin with, so I could lighten the tones the more I put onto there. I'm not quite sure what I'll be doing with that. What colours are going? Because I've only drawn him once, and that was in a book, which is somewhere in the storage room. So yeah, I can't go and grab that one out. I have digitized it, but I can't show you that one because that means getting off the screen that I'm watching to carry on the live stream. So if you want to go and check any of those out, all of those have been done again in the creation station. And if you want to check out the live drawing, it's in the live events playlist. But yeah, I've got to kind of wait for this to dry. And it's as fun as watching paint dry. And if you've ever done that, then hang around, you carry on watching this. Yeah, cane. Yeah, no, I mean, I did think putting a cane in there, because he's my sidekick, putting a paintbrush in there for him to hold. But again, his thumb's fallen off, so I'll because I didn't make the armature. I made the armature for the whole of the arms, but because I didn't really think about the hands, I thought I was just going to have wrapped over sort of hand. Didn't think about where the hand would be. Yeah, and that kind of happened, but. The skateboard is still holding. That hand, generally, it doesn't need to be there. I could put a cane there, like you said. That's a good idea. But more on that next week, bud. and we'll definitely, while you're on the chat, have a chat about what you want to do next week. Because I remember you have asked and requested for your own personal thing, but I'll give you more details for you guys who are watching live about that next week, as that's going to be next week's project. We're going back to the paper because when we're getting this polymer clay finished, painting it this week, and I'll be editing all of the other ones in the back to come in this summer for you guys to check out. While possibly I might be taking a little break. I'm not sure if I'm taking a break from doing live streams or just taking a few days in here while I've got you edited stuff. So I'm not taking a break from the channel, just taking a break from doing some live streams. I don't know what to do because I can't even do anything here with this because it's dry. And it's really dark. I want to put red. So like maybe I could make his clothes purple and his wings red. But it's going to have maybe like a red jacket, a really bright red jacket maybe. I mean, not sorry, jacket, t-shirt. And then the shirt top over the top with the flowing, his flowing jacket here that's open with the hood. Because my son asked specifically to give him a hood. And I was like, okay. But not over his head because it already had horns. What kind of like color to make all of that? Pat. Shake out all the water, shake all the water off because you need to shake the water off. We got 30 minutes. I'm thinking I'm going to have to let this dry, guys. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching. I will be back again tomorrow, like I said. If you want to check out what I'm saying and what I've been saying through the live stream today, then all you got to do is click the links that will appear if you're watching back. But if you're watching live, then go and hop over to the playlist, and I will give you some more on what I'm going to do with this tomorrow, because now I've got to wait for the paint to dry. So I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. If you want some Minecraft, I may be on Mixer.com tonight. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, ding the bell for notifications, and click the links that will appear. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.